Daily English School. I'm Chris Gorski.
I'm Anthony.
It's January 1st, 2024. Happy New Year to everyone. It's a great day to study English because it's the book club. We are on pages 8 and 9, and today we're talking about the book called Mickey 7.
没错，我们今年的新春第一炮就是这本好书哦，又到了我们好书俱乐部的单元了。我们要跟大家介绍的好书，今天呢要介绍的是米奇7号，好 ，Mickey 7，好，这个好书非常非常特别，而且在3月的时候即将被翻拍成电影，好，有机会的话可以3月底，3月29号的话到戏院里面去看哦。
All right, let's hear our story, and then we will hear our subtitle and jump right into our article.
Mickey 7. Mickey 7 is a science fiction novel about a man named Mickey who works on an icy planet. When the story begins, everyone calls him Mickey 7 because he has died 6 times. Now he is using his 7th body. Mickey's job is very dangerous. He and his team are trying to prepare the planet for potential settlers to live there in the future. Mickey is always given the most dangerous missions. If Mickey dies, a new body will be made, and his memories will be put into it. Once this happens, the new Mickey continues working as if nothing happened. During a mission, Mickey 7 falls into a deep hole and is assumed to be dead. Instead of recovering him, his team just makes another Mickey, Mickey 8, to replace him. However, Mickey 7 isn't dead. He makes it back to the base, only to find out that Mickey 8 is already there. If the boss discovers there are 2 Mickeys, both of them will likely be killed. They decide to work together and not tell anyone, so both of them can survive.
Okay, friends, before we begin paragraph 1, let's look at our subtitle today, and it's a question. Is this immortality? Let me say the word again slowly. Immortality. So I am means no or not, sort of like impossible. Now, M-O-R-T is about 生命的话. It's like V-I-V, it's life. So this person, immortality means they can't die.
没错，我们来看一下副标题里面这个很重要的字汇叫 immortality。里面的话，其实老师刚刚有提到前面的 I am， 好，这个字的话意思就是指 not， 然后后面这个 M-O-R-T， 其实在法文里面 mort 就是 death， 就是死亡的意思，所以在这个地方提到 immortality 就是不会死，就是长生不死的意思哦。
If you read a lot of English books,the bad guy or like the big monster will use a lot of M-O-R-T in their names because it makes us feel about living and dying. And this big scary monster or bad person will probably kill people. So this is a good one to remember. You can highlight it. Now, it is January 1st. I know you're probably a little tired, but don't forget your highlighters, your pens and your pencils. And let's look at paragraph 1. Mickey 7 is a science fiction novel about a man named Mickey who works on an icy planet.
好，我们来看第一段的第一句话哦，他就告诉你说 Mickey 7， 好，这边的话你就注意到它是斜体字，任何的那种书名啊、电影名啊，都可以用到斜体字来告诉你说这是书或是电影。他就说米奇7号呢是一部关于名叫米奇的人在一个结冰的星球上面好工作的一个科幻小说。他就说 It's a science fiction novel. Science fiction 有的时候你会听到人家讲 sci-fi 就是 S-C-I 然后一个 hyphen 一个然后再接上 F-I sci-fi 就是指各种科幻小说 About a man named Mickey 就是叫做 Mickey 的这个人呢 Who works on an icy planet.Icy 这个字就是指冰冷的，好像那个 ice， 好，我们知不知道是冰块？所以把这个 e 去掉，变成 y， 就变成形容词 icy， 很冰冷的这个结冰的星球上面。
Now, a little note about the name. It's Mickey 7, no space. 这个当然是比较不标准. It's a name of a book, so it can be a little more creative, 比较创造一点, you should usually put a space here. Also, a note, you mentioned there will be a movie in March, right?
Right.
I think it seems like they will call the movie Mickey 17, and it has a space.
Yeah.
小心。
没错。老师刚刚提到呢，就是3月底的时候会播出的这个电影呢，这个电影其实来自于这个改编自这个小说，但它的那个标题的话是米奇17，它是奉俊昊导演，韩国奉俊昊导演就是导演过《寄生上流》那个很厉害，得过很多奥斯卡奖的导演所导演这部的。如果你喜欢那个 Robert Pattinson 罗伯·派丁森的话，他是这部片的主角，有机会的话可以去看一看哦。
All right, circle on and draw an arrow to the word planet. So we're on a planet.On is almost like an island, and of course, a planet, 星球, is like an island in outer space.
没错，所以 planet 这个字就是星球的意思，我们常常会搭配 on 去跟它一起去来共同使用。
Our next sentence begins, when the story begins, everyone calls him Mickey 7 because he has died 6 times. So I guess I'm like Chris 1. I think.
Yeah, I think. 没有错。接下来下面这句话呢，他就说了 ，When the story begins， 好，故事一开始的时候，大家都叫这个主角 ，everyone calls him Mickey 7， 好，他叫米奇7号，因为呢 ，because he has died 6 times， 因为他死过6次，他是第7个，所以老师就开玩笑的说，我应该是 Chris 1， 好，就是没有死过这样。
Now underline he has died, 这个当然是过去式, right? So we know he died. 你死了你就死了, that's it. But he has died 6 times. Why is this present perfect? Because up to now, so 从他第一次死了到了现在他死6次. So this means that probably he can die more. And our story is about immortality. So this is a pretty special usage for dying.
没错，所以这边这个地方的话，平常我们在讲到死的时候，比较不会用这种方式去讲。但是因为他好像感觉上可以长生不死，甚至可以死更多次，不止7次，不止6次，对不对？所以他是从过往第一次，从 Mickey 1一路以来已经死6次了，这是他第七个身体。所以在这边的话，我们会使用 he has died 来表达过去到现在一路累积死了6次。
Now he is using his 7th body.
好，最后要告诉你说，他现在使用他的第7个身体。
All right, and don't forget, use 要注意才加 ing. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we got paragraph 2. Okay, friends, welcome back to Enjoy English School. Happy New Year again. We're on the book club on pages 8 and 9, and we're talking about Mickey 7. So Mickey has died 6 times, and so this sounds really terrible, but let's be very clear. This is kind of like a funny story. It's science fiction, but there are a lot of jokes, and there's kind of an easy feeling to the story. It's not that serious.
没错，所以这边的话呢，你可以看着他，好，一个人他死了6次，现在第7次。如果你现在稍微读一下这本书的话，你发现到他整个笔调是很轻松诙谐的感觉哦，他绝对不是那种很严肃让你想到死亡的这种故事。
Okay, let's get into paragraph 2. Mickey's job is very dangerous. Nice, easy sentence.
好，我们来看第2段的第1句话，他告诉你说了，米奇的工作呢非常危险。Mickey's job is very dangerous.
He and his team are trying to prepare the planet for potential settlers to live there in the future. So potential is a nice word. That means you have the ability to grow in the future. Not today, but the future. Just like a farmer will take seeds and plant them so they can have food later. That's the potential of a seed. What can we do for the future?
没错，所以 potential 这个字就是潜力，未来可能的发展，它有这样子的可能性，对不对？所以这边他整句话是说 ，He and his team are trying to prepare the planet for potential settlers。好，意思就是他跟他的团队正试图的，就准备好这个 potential settlers，the planet for， 意思就是让这个星球准备好，可以迎接未来可能会来到这个地方居住的人们。所以是 prepare the planet， 让这个星球 for 准备好做什么事情呢 这些其他 potential settlers 能够在这边住，而且是在未来的时候在这个地方定居。
Okay, circle the verb trying, or I should say our present participle trying here. 我们不可以除外。I see this a lot with students. They spell it T-R-I-N-G. 没错 ，Y 可以算是母音 but 你不要出这个 Y 加 I. That's wrong. 过去式 tried, right? That's T-R-Y-I-E-D. 小心这里不可以除外。Circle this verb here. And let's go to our next sentence. Mickey is always given the most dangerous missions, which is super unfair.
没错，所以老师就说这样好不公平哦。来这边这句话讲说 ，Mickey is always given， 他每次都会被派遣到什么 the most dangerous missions， 最危险的任务就交给 Mickey 了。
Yeah. Okay, so missions 有那个 sh 的发音 ss 发 sh 写下来。A mission it's like usually a job or important thing you have to do.And it almost always has some traveling or going to some different place. When you play video games, you go on a mission. 你不是在那边而已 You have to go somewhere and do something. Or maybe the bad people are coming to you and you have to stop them. But there's some kind of traveling.
没错，所以 go on a mission 就是去执行任务。如果各位常常看 Tom Cruise 的 Mission Impossible 的话，这个系列电影，你对这个字一定非常熟悉。
对，不是待在家里的，
不是待在家里那种，没有那么好。
If Mickey dies, a new body will be made, and his memories will be put into it.
好，现在告诉你说了 ，If Mickey dies， 出危险的任务当然很有可能会死，对不对？所以如果他死掉的话呢 ，a new body will be made， 新的身体就会被制作出来 ，and his memories will be put into it。然后所有这些累积的记忆呢，会放在这个新的身体里头。
So we can underline will be made, future passive voice. Wow, so 在未来他的身体会被做的
被制作出来。
Wow, that future passive. You don't see that a lot. Now, memories are the things you remember. We need to talk about a verb and an adjective here because students like to mess this up. 准备好你的铅笔。To die. To die is the verb, D-I-E. The adjective is dead, D-E-A-D. 这两个单词 they look very similar. 它们很像。So how do we remember this? Remember, D-E-A-D is your adjective. So 在那个 dead 的 adjective and 那个 A 的话 please 写 A-D-J.
所以在这个地方，你看 dead 这个是形容词嘛，它那个 D-E-A-D 的那个 A 上面，你就写一个 A-D-J， 就是形容词的意思，这样就好记了。
That's right. If Mickey dies, this is a verb. 不可以就变成 dead. That's wrong. Okay, our next sentence. Once this happens, his new body is made and his memories are put in the new body. The new Mickey continues working as if nothing happened. Hooray!
OK， 所以这边的话告诉你说，一旦发生这种状况 ，once this happens， 好，就是这样的事情发生了之后呢 ，the new Mickey 就是新身体新记忆放进去之后的这个 new Mickey 呢 ，continues working as if nothing happened， 就是 as if 的用法是仿佛好像什么事都没有发生过一样，然后就变成是新身体、新生命，生命重新启动的感觉。
Doesn't this sound like a terrible version of hell? This is hell, isn't it? Like you have immortality, and now we're going to put you on dangerous missions where you die and it's terrible, and tomorrow you're alive.Go back to work. Isn't that terrible?
No, 好恐怖哦！天哪！
对呀 for me, this is like a version of how I love teaching. I love my job. But after I die, don't send me back to work. Give me a vacation or something.
Right, exactly. 然后死掉了，没关系，重启你，然后再去工作，这样永远做不完。
Get back to work.
Get back to work.
对嘛 Yeah. Dying should be serious. Being dead should be serious. But here,Because you can't die, it's not important. Get back to work. So, all right, let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we have paragraph 3. Hey, friends, welcome back to Enjoy English School. We're on pages 8 and 9, and we're talking about Mickey 7. Mickey can die, but then they make a new body for him. They put his memories in a new body. and he goes back to work. Now, this sounds terrible. Does dying do anything good?
这个地方问到一个很好的问题，就是说，到底死亡有没有对我们带来有什么益处呢？还是死亡的话就是纯粹就是坏的？
I say yes, and I used to be a social studies teacher. And one thing I tell young people that there are things today you don't like because the old people in the world want this idea. You want to change it. In the future, you can change it, but only after these old people are dead. Now, this sounds terrible, but think about something like slavery, right? So in America, slavery was a very big problem for a long time. Black people could not be free. When did the idea of slavery really end? After the war that ended slavery? No. Only when the old people who wanted slavery, only when all of those people died, you could get rid of this idea. When everyone dies, you can have new ideas.
所以在这边的话，老师提到一个论点哦，他说以前老师在这个美国教社会科学的时候，曾经跟大家有讲过一件事，就是说，如果像举那个美国的奴隶制度好了，也许打完仗了，打完南北战争之后，奴隶制度难道就这样就没有了？没有，其实不是。当大家还是相信那些旧有观念的人，还是相信说黑人是比较低等的等等。但是到后来，等到这些人都死掉了之后，才有可能新的制度出现。现在提到奴隶制度的时候，你发现到那根本是旧有的观念。所以，如果你要有新的东西出现，新的想法，新的更好的一些未来的话，其实死亡是必须的。
When old people die, new ideas can live.
所以旧有一辈的这些人死掉之后，新的这种思想、新的观念就有机会萌芽。
Okay, let's go to paragraph 3. During a mission, remember that means you go to a place to do an important job. During a mission, Mickey 7 falls into a deep hole and is assumed to be dead. And that's our adjective, 不是 to die, because D-E-A-D 有那个 A, and 那个 A 是你的 ADJ.
没错，在这边的话，我们来看这句话哦。During a mission， 在执行任务的时候呢 ，Mickey 7 falls into a deep hole and is assumed to be dead. 好，他居然掉到一个很深的洞里头，而且呢，大家以为他已经死了。Is assumed 这个地方 assumed 就是以为认为，在没有任何的这种证据之下，想说应该就不行了吧？好，他就被认为说他被死掉了。
We don't see his dead body, but we think he is dead. So that's what that means. Okay, instead of recovering him, when we recover him, that means get him back. 不是 save, because they think he's dead. They won't use the word save here. Instead of recovering him, getting his body back, his team just makes another Mickey 8 to replace him.
好，现在告诉你说，instead of recovering him， 不是做这件事情。团队并没有去 recovering him， 没有去把他找回来，没有把他这个尸体回收。事实上，我去看了这个书里面，其实那个当初的团队是知道他没有死，但是因为那个地方稍微危险了点，所以不愿意下去救他。所以到后来在里头，他说：“你们先回去，没关系。”这样子。然后 his team just makes another Mickey 8 to replace him。结果居然呢，这个团队制造了另外一个米奇8号，然后来代替米奇7号。
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, guys. Right. So that means that this Mickey 7, what if he couldn't, now, what if he couldn't die and they don't want to save him, right? They don't want to help him. Not forever. He has to be in this terrible place.
Yeah.
That sounds really bad, right?
没错。如果说今天他死不了，然后呢，今天他一直在那个地方受苦，这样听起来也很恐怖。
That sounds terrible. That's another version of hell.
没错。
Okay, so let's continue. However, Mickey 7 isn't dead. He makes it back to the base only to find out that Mickey 8 is already there.
Yeah, 接下来他告诉你说 however, 然而呢，这个 however 是一个转折语。Mickey 7 isn't dead, 他可没死哦。He makes it back to the base. 好，他居然呢回到了基地。你去看书的话，就是有一只虫居然就是把它从地底把它救了出来，然后放到这个地面上，他就慢慢走回基地。然后呢？Only to find out that Mickey 8 is already there. 回到基地回到寝室才发现到，怎么有另外一个我躺在我的床上这样子，好可怜呐！他回到基地的时候才发现到说，米奇8号已经在那边了。
I remember a comic strip when I was a young boy, and it was called Calvin and Hobbes. Calvin was really smart, but he was very bossy, and he has a big mouth. And he didn't want to do his housework, so he invented like a machine that can make lots of Calvins because then they can all help do the housework. So he makes a second Calvin, and he tells second Calvin to do the housework. And second Calvin says, no, I don't want to do it. So he makes Calvin 3. And Calvin 3 makes Calvin 5, 10, 20. And then they start arguing over who has to do the housework. And so it's like there's a problem with making all these people.
没错，所以呢，老师喜欢的这个卡通呢，也是我很喜欢，叫《凯文与虎伯》。凯文是一个小男孩，他很懒啊，然后他有一只那个玩具老虎，他在幻想中的玩具老虎。他有一天他不想做家事，就刚好发明了一个机器，就可以复制自己的机器，所以他是凯文1号嘛。然后凯文2号说我也不想做，他就用那个机器复制了凯文3号，就大家都不想做，在吵来吵去说到底谁要做家事。
And they just fight and argue and 幼稚。Okay, here we go. If the boss discovers there are 2 Mickeys, like nigga Spider-Man, they're all pointing at there are 2 Mickeys, both of them will likely be killed. 圈起来 both. Both means 2.
没错，这个 both 的话就是指两个人的话，其实我们常常会使用 both。所以这句话说了 ，if the boss discovers there are 2 Mickeys， 如果说这个最大的这个总司令发现到说哇，怎么会弄出2个米奇呢？好，基本上 both of them will likely be killed， 他们2个呢可能都会被杀掉。
这个就是 first conditional。If simple present tense， 小心 verbatus， 加你的 future tense。comma 一个 future tense. 如果 A, 那将会 B. Pretty useful grammar. Let's go to our last sentence. They decide to work together and not tell anyone, so both of them can survive.
好，所以到最后还告诉你说 they 米奇7号跟8号呢 decide to work together 决定携手合作。毕竟如果我们被发现2个可能都会死嘛，所以干脆一起合作 and not tell anyone so both of them can survive。如果既然想办法让大家都不要发现说我们是2个人，这样2个人都可以活下来。活下来的这个英文就是 survive 这个字。
那个 VIV 就是生命的意思。
没错。
Do you want a second Anthony so you can be best friends?
I don't know. I don't know about that. Oh, really?
Well, number 1, 2 Anthonys, very fun. 2 Chris's, I would love that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay, we are out of time for today, but we will be back tomorrow on January 2nd, 2024. So for Enjoy English School, I'm Chris Gorski.
I'm Anthony.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.